In a scary moment as we went to commercial, Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard. And
Sophie Cunningham, oh man, I got to tell you, this victory, it came with a big price.
Look at today's game where Sophie Cunningham went out in the first half. And that was such a huge blow for the Indiana Fever because Sophie Cunningham has been somebody, she has been the glue of this team since Caitlin has been out.
Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty player.
I'd say there's a near 0% chance that Sophie Cunningham plays again this year, for being honest.
The basketball gods declared war on the Indiana Fever. Sophie Cunningham was tragically killed. They delivered their most devastating blow to date. Bria Hartley, who mistakenly thought she was playing rugby, collided with Sophie's knee during a basketball game, leaving Indiana's toughest defender in pain.
I couldn't believe it. I didn't know what it was at first when I saw her went down. So let's break down the play where Sophie got hurt. So as you can see here, Bria Hartley is going baseline. Kelsey Mitchell is guarding her. And then Sophie comes over to help. And then Bria Hartley falls on her leg. And Sophie immediately grabs like her shin area.
They went at Sophie Cunningham early. And considering this is Bria Hartley, I'm not ruling out that she jumped through her knee. Considering who it is, I'm not. Like, Bria Hartley has been ejected multiple times. She's yanked Angel by the hair. This is the Connecticut Sun. This is a team that have jumped through players' knees before.
Bria Hartley has had dirty plays all season. You got to know who we're talking about. Bria Hartley is the same girl that pulled Angel Reese out of there by her ponytail just last game, I think 2 days ago. She pulls Becca Allen by her head to the floor, and Ariel Atkins goes over there to protect her teammate. Bria Hartley has been doing dirty things for all season. She's been a dirty player.
Sophie clutched her right knee with tears flowing down her cheeks, leaving Fever fans wondering whether the season would ever end due to the ongoing injury pandemic. The tale takes an incredible turn here. The Indiana Fever's remarkable comeback, despite without a defensive foundation and relying solely on athletic tape and willpower, defied physics, mathematics, and common sense. This is the kind of sporting magic that happens once in a lifetime. Please like and give retorts in the comments.
For 25 minutes, didn't look like we had any business beating this Connecticut Sun team. For 25 minutes, we looked like the worst team on the court. Defensive rotations, Marina hitting the three, Sanaya Rivers taking it to the rim, Tina Charles, Aaliyah Edwards, out-rebounding AB, Natasha Howard, but we came alive when we needed to come alive. We forced overtime. Kelsey Mitchell, back-to-back threes in OT. Lexi Hull, dagger three, putting the nail in the coffin.
I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of you. Proud of you. I'm so proud of you guys. I know that sometimes it sounds like just a word when we talk about being resilient, but it's not, man. It's how we live. Yep. It's how y'all live, and it's a tribute to you. It's a tribute to your connectedness, your togetherness, your toughness, your mindset. You never give up gritty attitudes. Like, that's what it takes. That's what it takes, and we will never be counted out, because that is worth gold. That is worth gold.
Bria Hartley's injury was terrible to witness in real time. Fans of the WNBA are well-versed in her name and reputation. This player is responsible for yanking Angel Reed's ponytail from the air. The same shady foe has been slinging elbows and making careless plays throughout the season, but has managed to avoid suspension. Hartley lost control while driving to the basket in the second quarter. Instead of falling clumsily, she hit Sophie's planted right leg like a wrecking ball on a support beam. It's unclear if these officials will allow such irresponsible behavior until someone's career is permanently terminated due to the severe and foreseeable consequences.
Now, she was on the ground. She was crying. She was yelling. It definitely seemed like she was in a ton of pain. The training staff went over to her. They went to commercial break. Like, it was a real injury. This wasn't something, and Sophie's the type of player, a lot of times when she does get injured, she just gets right back up. She tries to walk it off. This was something that kept her down, and it was so hard to see. It is ironic because Bria Hartley has been in multiple scuffles this year with the Connecticut Sun. A lot of people would categorize her as a dirty player.
She roughs house. And Kathy Engelberg, this is why I say you wonder why there's so many goddamn injuries all over the league, because you are allowing people to play rugby and football and do UFC moves in the middle of a basketball game. In the beginning of this game, Sophie Cunningham is bringing the ball up the floor. She gets mugged, hit upside the head, knocked to the floor while dribbling the ball up the floor, 75 feet away from the rim. Do you think the refs called anything?
Both Sophie's sister, I believe, and her mother both tweeted about this play. Now, Lindsay, her sister, said, WNBA, maybe you should focus less on fining players for commenting on your poor officiating and more about hiring officials that are able to call a consistent game and protect your athletes. Pathetic. Praying for you, Sophie. And then Paula, who I think is her mom, that's what the internet is saying, she said Hartley is a disgruntled player, having trouble everywhere she goes. She's plain mean and plays out of.
Sophie's remark made it clear how serious the situation was. This player's identity is built on strength, physicality, and never say die attitude. She immediately grabbed her knee, hopped around on one leg, and collapsed on the ground in obvious anguish, indicating a significant event. Indiana has a limited number of healthy players, so the fact that she needed help from teammates and trainers to leave the court while attempting to put weight on her leg should have been enough to conclude the tale. However, from a league-wide perspective, this adds to the confusion. The WNBA could have avoided this injury if players like Hartley had been held to a higher standard during the season. During the first quarter, referees permitted Hartley and her teammates to take cheap shots and use excessive force, including pushing Sophie to the ground when she was dribbling 75 feet from the hoop. No calls were made, creating an environment where athletes feel safe to use UFC and rugby strategies can lead to significant injuries. That's exactly what happened today.
Connecticut Sun, by the way, if you guys have seen, they have done a lot of reckless things in this game that haven't led to fouls. I don't think this is. I hope this isn't reckless. I can't rule out it being reckless. I hope it's not reckless. But at the same time, like, the referees, there were so many situations earlier on in the game that, in fairness, that the referees were letting them away with. The referees thought, okay, yeah, let's tee up Sophie Cunningham straight away in the game, and that's keeping the game in control. But from minute one, the Connecticut Sun, how many times have the Connecticut Sun against the Fever dove through people's knees? Multiple times this team has.
You guys brag about how physical. You guys wear it like a badge of honor. We're here to watch basketball. If we want to watch wrestling, we'll watch wrestling. If we want to watch fighting, we'll watch fighting. We're here to watch basketball. And Bria Hartley is no different than Dejanay Carrington. It's just nobody talks about it because she's on the Connecticut Sun and they...
Sophie Cunningham's leadership role on the Fever team while Caitlin Clark's absence is particularly upsetting. Being the sole player that defends her teammates and provides the necessary defensive presence for winning teams. Since the All-Star break, she has been Indiana's most consistent player, averaging over 12 points per game, shooting over 50% from three-point range, and providing leadership that no street player can match. Losing her for an extended period of time would be terrible for a club nearing the playoffs.
Sophie Cunningham was by far, as the games went along, by a landslide, the best addition we had on this roster. From her play, her shot making, her defense, the intensity she brings, the energy, her having Caitlin Clark's back and actually being willing to fight and scrap when nobody else would hold Caitlin Clark down. Sophie Cunningham said, you know what? I got you. Now she's done. The best addition we had all season.
She is playing so incredibly well during the second half of this season. She plays hard every single night. She's super tough. She doesn't make excuses. She is somebody who has really held this team together.
The Fever, who had lost 4 of their previous 5 games, needed to win against the league's Peru's team to keep their postseason hopes alive. The timing could not be worse. Indiana's season could be derailed due to uncontrollable circumstances, including Sophie's potential season-ending injury, Sydney Carlson and Ari McDonald's injuries, and Caitlin Clark's 13th consecutive game absence due to a groin injury. The Sun took a 19-point lead at halftime and extended it to 21 points early in the third quarter, seemingly putting an end to the Fever's postseason hopes. The narrative shifts from heartache to magic when the Indiana Fever choose to write one of the most amazing comeback stories in modern basketball history, rather than crumbling under the strain and hardship as most teams would have done in similar situations. Indiana's second-half performance defied statistical models and probability calculators, thanks to Kelsey Mitchell's unwavering will to avoid defeat despite numerous hurdles. We witnessed the enthusiasm and resolve that distinguishes great teams from decent ones. Kelsey Mitchell performed at a champion level in the final 2.5 quarters of basketball. Her performance in this game deserves its own dedicated documentary series. Mitchell scored 34 points in the second half and overtime, tying her career high of 38 points. She had only 4 points in the first half, while her team struggled. This is not simply an excellent performance on your own. This player has scored the most points in the WNBA this season, and it came at a crucial time for her team. Mitchell did more than just score points on his comeback. However, the statistics do not accurately reflect her accomplishments. She really controlled the game. She recorded 6 assists and 4 rebounds while shooting 11 for 222 from the floor, 5 for 8 from three-point range, and 11 for 12 from the free throw line. She led Indiana to a historic comeback, scoring all 10 points in overtime, including 2 three-pointers that sealed the victory. Mitchell performed exceptionally well under high-pressure situations. Mitchell's performance is much more powerful given her historical context. She now joins Diana Taurasi as the only WNBA player to have had multiple games with 35 points or more, 6 assists or more, and 5 or more three-pointers. This group is ideal for discussing important plays and remarkable individual efforts. This happened during the most crucial game of Indiana's season, when their playoff hopes were at stake due to injuries. Mitchell did not achieve his recuperation alone. Her support staff deserves recognition for their resilience throughout difficult times. Odyssey Sims, who recently signed a hardship contract, sparked Indiana's offense with 19 points and 7 assists in her first start. Aaliyah Boston had a season-high 14 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Lexi Hall's game-winning three-pointer with 44 seconds remaining in overtime secured the victory. Natasha Howard scored 18 points and provided interior presence, while Brianna Turner, who hasn't played much this season, led the defense and added 10 minutes off the bench. A group's cooperation and reluctance to use hardship and injuries as excuses led to successful outcomes. Stephanie White successfully identified optimal rotations and matches despite a limited roster. Her strategy changes during the comeback are also commendable. Starting Sims early in a crucial match was a sensible decision. Despite Mitchell's terrible shooting performance in the first half, the coach's faith in her players was comparable to that of champions. White's leadership skills are evident in her ability to keep her squad motivated and focused despite Sophie's injury and subsequent 21-point slump. This comeback was a demonstration of how to execute under pressure, even if it meant elimination. In the second half, the Fever shot 46% and 7 for 12 from beyond the arc, compared to 30% in the first half and 10 missed three-pointers. They outscored Connecticut 14-17 on the offensive glass and forced turnovers to get additional possessions, resulting in a remarkable rally. They demonstrated resilience and mental fortitude, which are hallmarks of successful teams. The emotional impact of this victory extends beyond basketball, capturing the essence of what makes athletics inspiring and engaging. This club has experienced numerous injuries over the season. The squad's emotional leader suffered a knee injury, forcing them to rely on street recruits to construct a competitive team. Additionally, their best player missed the duration of the season. Instead of giving up and focusing on the next season, other clubs would have gone deeper and achieved a miracle. The Indiana Fever's successful comeback highlights the organization's culture and character, emphasizing the importance of the right mindset and personnel. Individual talent is not the only thing at play, as both newcomers and role players were mentioned during critical moments. Beliefs are essential for overcoming adversity and achieving success. This serves as the foundation for championship efforts. This win might significantly impact Indiana's season and postseason prospects. With 9 games remaining in the regular season, they are now 2.5 games ahead of the 9th-place Los Angeles Sparks, who have improved to 19-16 with a win. They proved to themselves and the world that they can overcome any hurdle if they play with the same intensity and emotion they showed during their return.